We've had to wait until Game 7 for the reigning World Cup champions to start their defence, and finally the most successful nation in World Cup history takes to the stage against Korea. The Dutch have a phenomenal record of 11 finals reached in the last 13 editions. The Dutch have medalled at every tournament except one, 1994 in Dublin, when they finished 6th. Korea has tasted success at the World Cup once before, a bronze medal on their debut back in 1990. They have been an ever-present since then and finished 7th 4 years ago in The Hague. The Dutch record in the last 12 months has been astounding. In 3 major competitions, the Hockey World League semi-final, the Hockey World League final and the Euro Championships, they have not lost a match, winning 3 gold medals, scoring 60 goals, conceding just 2. And the teams make their way out onto the park. It is a big ask for Korea, but if anything this tournament has taught us so far, it is to expect the unexpected. The underdogs have performed brilliantly. Can Korea carry that on against the world #1? Okay, teams are out. Let's have the national anthems of both countries. Congratulations to Harry Gibbons for reaching 100 internationals as an umpire. And now we'll have the national anthems. It's been a while since Korea last beat the Dutch, the Champions Trophy in 1997, the last victory, a 2-0 win on that occasion. The last 4 meetings between these two have seen the Dutch score 18 and Korea none. The last Korean goals came 3 years ago at the Hockey World League final in Rosario, a match they lost 5-2. The Dutch team sees Josin Koning make her World Cup debut in goal, winning her 33rd cap. The back line has huge experience, as does the midfield. The likes of Zander van Dirkse, Van den Heuvel will pull the strings up front. There is yet more frightening talent. Liedewij Velten is one of those players who's worth the entry fee alone, while Frederik Matela, the Dutch, have a goal-scoring machine, 23 goals in 39 caps. Korea, well, are short on experience. Both their keepers have less than 7 caps between them, but it's Bai who starts in goal. Jo Soo-ji and Lee Yuri also have under 10 caps. However, the inclusion of legendary attacker Park Mi-hyun, number 10, ensures that these newcomers have the perfect mentor to help them through the trials and tribulations of their first World Cup campaign. Korea enter this World Cup without their inspirational captain Kim Jong-un. In her place, 32-year-old defender Kim Jong-ran captains the side, one of 7 athletes in the squad who have passed 100 international caps. Dirk van den Heuvel is a hugely experienced campaigner. The SCHC player with 197 caps, debuted in 2008, won every major trophy at least once. There is Frederick Mattler. What price her being on the score sheet today? But the nerves must be running for Koenig, making her World Cup debut in goal. A big moment for her. And the defending champions are about to get their World Cup campaign underway. It is the Dutch in their traditional orange strip, playing from left to right, that get this one underway. Korea in their chain strip of white tops and blue shorts and socks. And alongside me in the commentary box for this one, 2-time Olympian, hang on, as they're on the attack, and they've scored already. Mattler has opened the scoring. I asked the question if we thought she'd be on the scoreboard, and the answer is yes. With inside 21 seconds, Netherlands 1, Korea 0, and Simon Meister, the 2-time Great Britain Olympian, alongside me. I was going to ask you what Korea have to do to try and get something from this game, and I guess the answer is not defend like this.
Try and tackle the first time, be good. It's a little pop ball through the middle and it falls kindly. Goalkeeper caught back on the line too deep, and you're absolutely right, Mattler, right time, right place. But there's certainly going to need to be a degree more defensive integrity from Korea if they're going to prevent a goal rout.
Well, she said she's a phenomenal striker. That's a phenomenal start. Mattler giving the Dutch the early lead. Now, Korea, a chance for them to get onto the front foot. Into the circle comes John. It's cleared by Dirk van den Heuvel. And here is Velton. To Van Geffen. And Marsacker. Here comes Park applying the pressure. And Marsacker here to Van Geffen, who I think got the foot, but it must have been a stick. And Korea have possession of the ball. Kim Jong-ran. Sideline ball to Korea. Just put out, jabbed out by Van Geffen. Park takes Van Geffen off the deflection. Van Heuvel. Sill. Puts it out the sideline ball.
Well, and whilst we don't know a huge amount about this Korean side, there's a degree of inexperience across the pitch. We do know that the Korean team do rely on their physicality, good base level of fitness. They will be happy to step out and press, but they're going to have to stay compact in the middle of the park. Alison Anna, ahead of the programme in her interview, said she felt they would be compact, and indeed they're going to have to be so if they're going to deny Dutch good space.
Here is Park. Has 252 caps to her name. The coach, Koo Sang-young, took over the helm after the Rio Olympics. Divide. A lovely pass and an opportunity here for Luring. Luring goes to the far post and Mattler can't get on the end of it.
Well, the Koreans only had 2 players at the back. The ball that's fired across, Mattler's in the right place, a toughie to take, trying to bounce off her toes. But again, I feel the goalkeeper's arrived late. Maybe that inexperience just meaning that she's a little bit further back on the line. She's going to need to be more proactive to deny Dutch that sort of deflection chance.
Yeah, both the more experienced of the 2 keepers in the Korean squad. She has 6 caps, Hwang has 5. That's a big ask, isn't it?
But it's particularly in an environment like this, you're relying on your goalkeeper to command the back line.
Dirk van den Heuvel down the right-hand side. Luring leads. Still going, Dirk van den Heuvel slips it off to Velton. Velton on the reverse stick. Velton makes it 2. Leader by Velton. Well, I said at times she's worth the entry fee alone. She hasn't really showed that just yet. She's on the scoreboard, and the Dutch double their lead after, what, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. With
with the run through midfield. There is so much time and space. There's a lovely little dink before the pass goes to Levi Velton, and then it's a fire down the near post. It's poor positioning from the goalkeeper, but what a run through midfield to start with from Dirkse van der Heuvel before the ball pops. And then Levi Velton, look, she turns the stick in her hand, suggestion of back stick as she chops it, but it goes to that, what I believe some coaches call the frying pan grip, change the hands around to get the leading edge through the ball.
Well, these two met at the Hockey World League semi-final in the pool. The Dutch won 9-0 on that occasion, and they've set off on a similar vein here in London at the World Cup. I guess if you're going to have a blowout in one game, have it against the Dutch, because the reality is the percentage of a win or a result is very small.
Yeah, indeed, if it's going to go badly wrong, then you want it to go against a team that you wouldn't necessarily expect to get anything out from. But even so, the Koreans will want to create good habits across the pitch, and the one thing we haven't seen so far is a real ability to put pressure on the ball through midfield. Yes, they've stepped out and pressed high, but they haven't created the midfield pressure that they need.
Far line. Slipped by De Waard underneath, and here comes Ketels. Ketels, good defensive work to deny Ketels the pass through. Was meant for Kitty van Marle. All down the line, too far in front of Kim.
Well, the one thing that may be troubling the Koreans is the early exchanges. In the graphics at the top of the programme, we saw the Dutch lineup nominated as a 5-player midfield, and if that is how they're setting up with only a back three, then it's going to create real problems for Korea, because there'll always be a player or two overloaded through those channels. That means the Dutch can just carry the ball.
Through on the level. De Waard loses out. Good work from Choi. Choi doesn't get hold of it, but it does end up on the stick of her teammate Kim Ok-ju. Lee. Into the centre. Onto the right-hand side. Jung back again, and Korea going backwards here. As they try and wait for the opportunity to pass forward. And it comes. It's well taken by Kim, because it was a bouncing pass. Lee.
Managed to get themselves a little bit more of an angle across that back three, but as they were being forced backwards, they were a flat line. It gave them absolutely no angles to release and get around the Dutch front line, causing them all sorts of trouble.
Jang. There's Lee. And Marle comes across. Against Van Geffen. Kim Ok-ju will leave it. To the top of the circle, perhaps? No, that's firm tackling by Kulen.
Well, sometimes a defender just shows that if they get the solidity, if they get the body shape correct, you can just hold and set. You don't need to try and move the ball out of the tackle, because the opponent will overrun it, their weight going forwards. Dutch defence showing exactly that, bit of composure.
This is Phoenix with the run. Possession turned over by Korea. Choi, still going Choi, free hit to Korea. Shin. To Jung. Somehow it's made its way through to Cho Hye-jin. Sideline ball, which Korea take quickly. They're trying to keep the pace of this game high.
And they will be able to inject some pace, Charlie. They have got that individual ability. That's an awful ball to try and take, but they have got that ability to carry forward individual eliminations and create pace, but it's whether there's the linkages a running midfielder can find the forwards, or whether the Dutch can just suffocate that run.
By Cho, and there's an opportunity, but at full length, Chon Seok-ki couldn't bring it under control.
Was it left in midfield that gets hit through? No, it was, in fact, Kedlers, I think it was. Keitels who's left that in the midfield.
Here is Keitels. And Mahler, first time round the corner to Phoenix, who's going to pick that up. Now, Phoenix has Devard at the back post as she can find her. Free hit taken. Van Marle on the reverse stick. Still going, Van Marle gets it strong. Van Marle makes it 3. And they just parted. No challenge at all on Kitty Van Marle, who ghosts in to score her 32nd goal. And career again found wanting at the back.
Van Marle had so much time. It was a nice little free in the first instance. Dummies the reverse, managed to get a stick clear, and now there's absolutely no pressure again. I've got to say, Baisora just stands on her goal line, needs to be attacking this. She's the only person in the direct line, but the approach to the ball is just too late. She then just absolutely commits herself. Body weight's gone one way. Van Marle is just waiting to see the goalkeeper fall right to just pop it over that outstanding, outstretched left leg.
9 minutes gone. Netherlands 3, Korea 0. We wondered what sort of mark Dutch would put on this tournament in a potentially tricky tie against a side that they found difficult to break down at times. I know they won that game in Brussels 9-0, but the other times they've met, it's been 1 or 2-0 victories for the Dutch, and they're at it again here. Phoenix just missing out as she tries to play in Matla, but they've got possession back once more. Velton dropping it out to the Hoda.
What I find really unusual is during the course of that attack, the Korean front line, the front 3 all stayed non-goal side, so they weren't getting involved in the defence at all, almost as if tactically they were trying to defend with 7, which is just, well, hockey-wise, not against the Netherlands, is not a good idea.
Well, it's hard enough with 11, isn't it?
Oh, indeed. I just couldn't understand that tactic, and there wasn't any commitment to run either, which normally with Korea, if they set that defensive integrity, they'll happily bounce backwards and forwards through midfield and front line to try and put tackles in.
Hervel still got 5 minutes of this first quarter to go. 3 field goals for the Dutch, and Keitels is in again after the missed trap. Miss from Liederwij Veltens, but it's picked up by Dirkse van den Heuvel. Dirkse van den Heuvel into the circle, still going. The Dutch skipper gets it strong now, fires it back in. It's touched in by Matla once again, and it's 4-0 to the Dutch. This is turning into a rout inside 11 minutes.
Matla, right time and right place, but there's absolutely, again, no pressure on the ball. Matla's completely unmarked in the circle between 2 defenders. There's 3 white shirts around her in the circle, but Dirkse van den Heuvel just shouldn't have been allowed to get her feet around in the first place.
Yeah, Matla. And there's a goalkeeping change coming for Korea. Hwang Hyun-ah comes on, and this is an interesting one, Simon. I mean, you know, if you've got 6 caps to your name, you're winning your 7th cap, and you're pulled off within 11 minutes.
I've seen it done once before. I've seen the Pakistani men's goalkeeper taken out in the first quarter, subbed on for the number 2 goalkeeper, who then promptly had a shocker and got subbed off in the second quarter to put the first goalkeeper back on. But that, for me, you're 4 down. What are you going to do as a goalkeeper? You just don't want to be taken off there. That's just confidence destroyed.
And it's not exactly like all 4 goals have been her fault. There's been 10 players in front of her that have just gone AWOL.
You look at the defensive integrity on the goal that Matla just scored. There were 3 white shirts in the circle, all within 2 metres of Matla, none of which were tagged up within touching distance. This hasn't been the goalkeeper's fault. This is just a defensive horror show from the back 3 or 4 in front of her.
Matla, the Hoda. It's fouled by Park. The Hoda goes over the top. Oh, it's almost brought down by De Waard. That would have been a lovely take.
Would have been stunning, wouldn't it? The weight of pass over the top.
Cho. Comes back. He's out to that right-hand side. Just under 3.5 remaining in the first quarter. Netherlands 4, Korea 0.
But Charlie, look at that as Korea have the ball. The back three are static. There's literally no movement. In doing so, they're not giving any passing options at all for the ball carrier. There's no easy release.
And Meister to Kunin. Meister and Herbel trying to keep that in. Now Korea, a little look down that right-hand side. Jang. Front three getting very little help from those in front of them. Hardly any outlet ball for any of the back three. And the man there has a lot to do in the quarter-time break, which is still 2 minutes away.
When teams are playing well, you see what we've seen before, so as you see a back either a 3 or a 4, and then effectively almost a midfield forward 6 rotation. So you can move players out of position, you can rotate into the space, and we're not seeing that from Korea. We're seeing a static front line and midfield 3, and there's no interchange between the lines.
And the Assem trying to force it through. It's advantage being played, and Van Marle has picked it up, and De Waard is making tracks inside it. Here's Dirkse van den Heuvel. De Waard in front of her, she's all unmarked, so is Van Marle. Queuing up in the middle, Dirkse van den Heuvel tops it, back into the middle it goes, De Waard shoots, rebounds put in on the far post by Kelly Jonker. Netherlands 5, Korea 0, and it goes from bad to worse for Korea.
Well, you can tell when it's your day. The ball carried forward, Dirkse van den Heuvel down into the circle, popped across. She actually mishits the shot and the scuff. The goalkeeper doesn't get through it. Does make a decent second save, but the ball pops clear. And again, the Korean defence is ball focused. Look at the amount of space. Jonker on the back post is left with an easy tap in. But it's a lack of pressure on the ball carrier as the original goalkeeper, Bisura, looks on as her goalkeeping colleague ships another.
Well, the Dutch are well, continuing the rich vein of form that they've had over the last 12 months. Alison Adam will be delighted with this start. Although, no, I'm sure she'll probably find something that she's not happy about.
Well, if it carries on this vein, I'm sure as a coach, the criticism of the game then becomes, well, there's no contest, we're not able to develop any particular skills, but it just becomes all about habit and execution of basics.
De Waard, first time to Van Marle, and in the middle is Nunnink. And it lifted up by Van Marle, so free hit to Korea, fired forward, but just given straight back to the Dutch. De Waard drops it out to Stam, and Meister, Van den Assem. Stam. And there is the quarter-time hooter, and what a 15 minutes for the Dutch. Where do you pan the cameras? 5 goals, 5 different scorers. The Dutch firmly in control. That's a lie. 4 different scorers. And at quarter-time, it's the Netherlands that lead 5-0 against Korea. Frederick Matler with a brace, but Annan looking very relaxed. Let's remind ourselves of the goals, lots of them, and the first came, what, 21 seconds in, wasn't it?
A ball through the middle, the tackle was ineffective, and Matler just getting in the right place at the right time to open that scoring with the simplest of tap-ins. And then again, just a lack of pressure to the ball carrier as Liederwey Velten on the backhand fired it in past the goalkeeper's right foot. The ball then falls kindly as it's easily taken by Van Marle, driving down the middle of the circle. Goalkeeper saw her at this time just looking like she doesn't really know what she's doing. 6s and 7s, and then again, the easiest of tap-ins from Matler, driving in towards the near post.
Change of keeper, but not a change of fortunes, though.
Absolutely, and now all of a sudden the goalkeeper doesn't drive through it enough. It falls kindly for the Netherlands. A double save, unfortunately still falling to the Dutch as Jonker finished this 5-goal first quarter rout.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall for this little chat from Hu Sang-yong. But, as we said, you know, if you're going to lose a game, not play well, you've still got time to pull it back. Remember, you've got to finish within the top 3. Top 1, definitely in the quarterfinals. 2nd and 3rd gives you the chance to be in the quarterfinals. So it's not all lost.
Not at all, Charlie, but I'd expect, if I was the coach in this moment, I'd expect to see some sort of, I would try and do a tactical change. So maybe go to a 2 up front and drop to a 4-4 midfield and backline, just to congest things, even for 5, 10, 15 minutes through to half-time. Give yourself a chance and a better platform to build from.
Well, looks like they're going for 3 up front. Into Lee. Cho. Zhang gets it back from Lee. Zhang straight into Nunink, who turns possession over. Here is Stam. So Kulin gives away the free hit, which is taken quickly. Good tackle from Sona Kulin.
That's a superb tackle back. I didn't think the free hit was ever stopped at any point, so Korea had the run.
How about that for a take from Liederwey Velten, and they're at it again here, over on this right-hand side in plenty of spaces. Lurik, here is Lurik, Lurik with the slam. Oh, what a finish! Loyen Lurik fires it into the roof of the net for her 16th international goal, and it's 6-0. 1 minute and 8 seconds for the first goal in the second quarter.
Well, that's just average. It was the take, as you say, from Velten as the ball came forward. Then she saw the pass, just slides across onto the forehand. And what a finish that is. Lurik drives it on a slap, opens her hands to get the lift. Goalkeeper stays high, doesn't keep her hands up, but even if she had, I'm not sure she'd have got anywhere near it. That's an absolute rocket above the goalkeeper's right shoulder.
Not stopping that. You could have 3 keepers in there and you're not stopping it. Netherlands 6, Korea 0. Lurik. And Liederwey Velten's turned another great pick. Matler's in front of her. Here is Matler. Lurik's in action again down the middle if Matler wants to find her. Good tackle back, but illegal from Cho. Free hit to the Dutch, which Velten is standing over. Takes to herself. And then is tackled by Kim Yong-ran, the skipper.
A bit more care from Korea. It just feels like they're hitting hopeful passes. We've had diagonal slaps from right half into midfield that are turned over, longer ball there. I appreciate you trying to possibly relieve pressure, but with the modern game, what it is now, what you get a 10-second respite, that's it.
Stam just wayward on the pass. Park up against Kulin. Park off the back foot, picked up by De Hoda, played forward. And Matler has got no one up with her, but Lurik is coming. Matler still going. And it takes 2 in white to dispossess her. Park. De Hoda comes to meet Park, and then she's tackled from behind by Velsins. Not by Catel, sorry. Clark. And shoved over. So Coolan.
Looked like a really obvious shove on Coolan as well, right in front of the umpire.
3 hits a career on the outside of the circle. You just need to shift it a metre or so to the right. Far across to Hoda, gets there. Still with Korea. Yang. Down this left-hand side. Kim. Bounces up into Phoenix. And the Dutch have a free hit.
Kim had got the ball and just pulled it into a back foot, and it was just that punch into the turf that creates the lift. But again, it was more hopeful than anything, as opposed to a little bit of composure to drop the ball out to the next attacking line.
Van Geffen. And Marla's down that line as she wants. Well, it's a miss hit. And Marla will get the ball eventually. Has a little look up. Marla decides to go herself. Lifts it into Choi, who makes the tackle. Well, in fact, the Dutch have the free hit. A subsequent infringement. Behind for a long. And just complaining it wasn't move 5, but Van Marla was just happily just batting it backwards and forwards a metre at a time, so half a metre at a time.
Look at the space. You can credit a good pass, but there's absolutely no defensive shape.
Phoenix, and they're in again here perhaps. And a stick check from Jonker, or possibly Devard. And they throw it long again. Koenig might just get herself a touch. Ooh, she's just left it. And Stan comfortably plays it out to Coolan. Down the line it goes, picked up by Jonker. Jonker has a little look up. Van Marla's on the far post, all unmarked. She's still all unmarked. The keepers should be screaming at her defenders to get goal side, you'd imagine.
Well, even with our headsets on, Charlie, I'd expect to hear the goalkeeper in that instance, and it just feels like there must be a complete lack of communication in the heart of that defence. The Koreans are getting ball focused, which is no surprise. They must be a little bit shell-shocked at this point, but you have to still keep the body position open, shoulders at 45 degrees to the ball, so you can see both left and right.
There's the dispossessed. Korean bench feel it was out. Van Marla wins the free hit, taken quickly by Van Geffen. Devard. Neatly done, and Luring goes down. I think the Dutch possibly got away with one there on the Korean defender.
I agree completely. I think this is it's just shoelaces as it's pulled through before that interaction.
Devard had taken the defender out. Coolan gets it through to Phoenix. Phoenix uses out and Lee brings it away out to that right-hand side. Very congested over on that far side as we tick towards the halfway point of quarter 2.
And if one of the Korean tactics is to play long ball for counter-attacks, there needs to be a greater awareness of simple numbers before they do that. There's no point trying to play counter-attack hockey to one forward with maybe 4 defenders. They need to wait until the Dutch have come forward in numbers and then on turnover try and play the ball to space for one-on-one pace to hopefully take effect.
Awesome. Moves it forward to Devard and gets it. Back to Stam, now Van den Assem. And Geffen. Touch on the back of Nunink. And Marla just beaten to the ball by Choi. And pulls it back, and Lulling gets it back again. Fired across, and there is Van Marle. That is a wonderfully worked goal down the left-hand side. One-touch hockey, and Van Marle gets her second and makes it 7.
Well, when it's working for you, it can look beautiful. It's a lovely under-the-arm ball on the reverse. Little fortunate that it falls. I think it actually comes off the defender as the ball's intercepted. That reverse pullback is delightful. That's a sweep from the defender that eventually falls to the Dutch stick that results in the ball coming across the face of the goalkeeper. Nothing the keeper can do. She's fairly aggressive, but it falls kindly for Kitty Van Marle. She taps it in.
Netherlands 7, Korea 4, 23 minutes played. We're going at nearly a goal every 3 minutes, Simon. Only every 4 minutes. It's pretty impressive.
Well, sometimes you watch a game like this and you wonder what the team who are on the back end of the scoreline can do and what they can change, because for the Dutch it feels so free-flowing. But it is only free-flowing because there's so much space. Yes, the Dutch running is intelligent. It is into the spaces, the gaps between the midfield zone, but at the same time, Korea's defensive running is poor.
Ketels crossed the face of goal. Van Geffen on the far post behind her. But that's what Alison Allen said at the top of the show, wasn't it? That they were going to play into the space. They didn't want to take the ball into stick contact. They wanted to use that space, use their pace, and it's been very effective.
It has been. Yeah, very much so, Charlie. And I'd have expected Korean teams of the past, there's a reasonable degree of physicality, and whilst I don't like it, quite a professional level of breakdown. The opponents very rarely get on top of them. You talked about the fact the Dutch results have traditionally only been maybe 1 or 2 goals different, and the Koreans have been able to break down play quite well. Tonight, however, so this afternoon, however, just nothing to the ball on too many occasions.
Park pings it across. Now this could be a chance here for Korea into the circle on the reverse. But it's wide. A first sighter, a goal for Korea. But sadly, Park couldn't make it count.
The backhand chop wasn't clean, but it actually made it harder for the defender to do anything. It's rolled back inside, right foot to left foot, just for Park to see if she can get the shot away. Unfortunately, cuts underneath it. It flashes over the Dutch crossbar. What a beautiful leave in midfield. That drawbridge of a stick raising over the top of the ball as it comes through.
They could get themselves in trouble here. Velton's desperately close to stealing the ball off the Korean defender. Away comes Kim Bo-mi.
Bit of Park finding good space through the midfield, trying to pop that ball in for the lead run of Shin. Cleverly cut from right to left behind the defence.
Well read by Ketels. Free hit to Korea, won by Chun Seo-ki. Coming around the skipper to Park, who shortens her grip on the stick and punches it across the circle. Again, it comes across. Is it going to fall? And the answer is not kindly enough to Lee Sung-sil.
Feels at the moment like a majority of the Korean harder passes are being taken on the backhand.
Ketels, and she's got so many options here. Matla lets it go to Veltons. Veltons has a little look up, and it's been mishit by Lurink. In fact, I think it hit her leg.
I think it did in front of the goalkeeper, but 3 orange shirts. Ball under the arm. Look at that, 3-on-1 on the last defender. It's a missed touch originally, and the backhand across goal is indeed just cannon off a rear heel in front of Hwang's goal. They're playing themselves into trouble again. The Netherlands can step out if they want to, choosing not to be that aggressive, but unforced errors. What's going through the heads of these players?
It's pretty brutal when you've got wave after wave of attack coming at you, and pretty much every time that they're scoring.
And I appreciate it's easy sitting up here to watch it and just go, right, simplify. Just find your next pass, think early and move early to give yourself as much space and time as you possibly can. But it's not like the Koreans have actually had a huge amount of possession and time on the ball.
Just got to stick on the knee, I think.
Wait for the whistle, please. You can play.
We'll run that off, Dr. van den Heuvel. Space on that left, if she can find De Waard. Here she is. There we go, Marsaka. Into Ketels and Jonker. In fact, it's Veltens who can't find a second touch.
It's a lovely open hand and slap, a slider, and then the first touch into the circle shows great awareness. Velten can't get the second touch after it's popped up, and she's just trying to play it over the goalkeeper's helmet.
De Hoda. De Waard. The sideline ball takes it quickly. Still going, De Waard. Veltens twisting one way and then the other. Which way she's going to go? How about that for a piece of skill? Just wide from Luring. But leader by Veltens showing some wonderful skill.
There's the assurity on the edge of the circle. That has not missed by much for Luring to add to her tally, but leader by Velten showing such composure. Two defenders behind her, and she was still able to just move her feet away from the tackle to give herself space to spin that ball around her feet.
A couple of goals for the Netherlands in this second quarter as we enter the final minute. Emphatic display by the world #1 side. Van Marsaka has lost possession, and here goes Kim Bo-mi, drops it out to Jung. Jung plays it forward, and there is Van den Assem. She's given away the free hit for a dangerous ball, quickly taken by Anne. Anne puts it into the circle, and there's De Waard just to usher it out of harm's way. Quickly across is Kim, inside the final 10 seconds. And the Dutch have repelled that attack, and that is the half-time hooter. And what a half of hockey by the Dutch. Goals aplenty. 2 for Van Marle, 2 for Madler. Veltens, Jonker and Luring also getting on the score sheet. Alison Annan will be a very happy coach, I'm sure, at half-time. The Dutch, well, they've won their opener. The question is, how many will they score? At half-time, it's Netherlands 7, Korea 0. Dahl, who is and the coach Ho Sang-young will be wanting a far better performance from his team in this second half. Hwang Hyun-ah continues in goal for Korea, and Veenendaal between the posts for the Dutch. And it's going to be Korea who get this second half underway, attacking the goal to our right-hand side. Trailing by 7 goals to 0. Matla plays it into Jonker. Jonker with a little look up, plays it to Nunning. And here's Dr. van den Heuvel. And nice ball forward, and it's picked up by Park. Park Seung-ah. Now, can she find the cross? She can. Indar takes it back down that corridor. And Kuhlen. Had coming together with Kun Jung-ran.
Well, Kim had already gone down on the floor, and then Kuhlen just trips over the top. She's trying to get out of the way. Wasn't focused on the player on the floor and just catches the inside of her leg.
Cut out by Un. Lovely work from Devard, stepping across Kim so she couldn't get anywhere near the ball. Devard feeds it in to Matla. She is human.
Oh, she's more than a metre away from the goal line. To be fair, that's rolled through onto her backhand as she's tried to do, but it was very, very clever, as you said in the first instance, Charlie. The protection of the ball, anybody watching, to step across the receipt so that the defender can't get the stick into the tackle. Really smart body shape.
Ketels. Nunink taps it over the first line of defence, cleared out to the left-hand side by Jung. And here is Lee Jung-sil. Cho.
Look at the lack of movement again. The Koreans, it's just static. As the ball carrier comes forward, is being forced to throw hopeful ball long because there is no movement from the three players in front of her.
Van Geffen plays it into the middle, but it's cut out by Lee Jung-sil. Here is Kim. And Dirks van den Heuvel takes it off her, and Matla can run. She has Jonker to her right, Dirks van den Heuvel to her left. Matla has to make a decision, picks her skipper. Dirks van den Heuvel, Jonker on the far post. Dirks van den Heuvel still going, tries to lift it over the keeper, but Hwang stays tall.
Well, Matla's pass to van der Heuvel was delightfully well timed. Van der Heuvel, it felt like she just dwelt on it for half a second too long. If you'd thrown the early ball across the circle, had support out on the right-hand side, or just gone to backhand and shot, but did neither.
Stan with the missed trap. Park Seung-ga just waits for a line change. Here's Lee. Captain play. Runs straight into Ketels. And here we go again. Matla with Dirks van den Heuvel. Here's Ketels. She's got the support to her right, but she's gone to Matla, who's in some traffic. Goes onto a foot. Lee Yuri. Ketels, Van Geffen. Van Geffen cuts inside, still going. Van Geffen wins the penalty corner off the challenge from Kim. First penalty corner of the match.
Basic skill execution is so good. The first touch cuts inside, and then Reyes gets the stick tackle as Choi tries to make the effective denial of space to Van Geffen.
Well, Van Marsacker is on the park, so she will be favourite to take this. I can't imagine them running any variations at 7-0. Van Marsacker. Well, Van den Assem, in fact, who's standing at the top of the circle. Van Marsacker not on. Stam to the left, Van den Assem in the middle. It's Van den Assem who flicks, good save, follow up by Dirks van den Heuvel, doesn't get hold of it. Here's another chance for Ketels, who's hit the post.
With the whole goal beckoning. She's opened her wrist to try and get across the goal, above the goalkeeper, and in doing so sliced it to far post.
She'd want that again, wouldn't she?
She just opened it, look, her wrists have rolled. She tried to get the height, which is exactly right as the goalkeeper came low, but Ketels just slices it away.
Here she is again, Ketels. Kuhlen. Stan. Van den Assem, Stam once more. Oh, what a pass that is for Dirkse van den Heuvel. And here goes Nunning to Dirks. And the ball back is cut out. But how about that for a pass by Dirkse van den Heuvel?
It's just the awareness of players who instinctively know where the teammate is, to be able to just bunt that ball into space, a little angled stick blade. Beautifully done.
I think we're going to see it again in the box.
So it comes, it's that little under the arm tap, perfectly paced though, as well as direction.
And she gives again. Out to Stam. Van den Assem. De Hoda in front of her if she wants. Free hit to the Dutch. De Hoda. No skill from Eva De Hoda. Dirkse van den Heuvel.
Oh, footwork in midfield now to turn.
Nunning to Dirks. Dirks gets a long corner. And the penalty.
There's a team referral.
Yes, please.
The Dutch asked for a foot in the circle. It looked like it hit a foot.
So the video umpire for this one is Meister.
It looked like in real time there was something on the baseline in the circle, but I don't know what it was. There's a ball. Does that hit the laces before it rolls out? Certainly the foot is inside the pitch. I think, does that hit the laces of the trailing foot? Is there enough in there to see it change direction on the ball?
Hard to say.
That's a difficult,
angle.
yeah, it's a difficult choice from there.
Need to come up from an angle of this angle here.
That's just slightly. It looks like the ball pace is checked. Kim in defence, her foot's in the way.
Okay. Yeah.
So there was a foot. There was a change in speed. So Van Marle to inject. Van den Assem has now come to the left-hand side. Stam to the right.
The first penalty call, and the Dutch had two good opportunities. Dirkse van der Heuvel missing the rebound off the goalkeeper in the first instance before that ball was crashed against the post.
Good.
Actually a good
Step
save
in, ladies.
from Hwang to start with.
So Van Marle to inject. It's gone to Stam. Stam with the strike. Too high anyway. Another post, but it wouldn't have counted.
Old school. She certainly hit it hard enough, but Korea come.
Shin driving forward, a chance for the quick counter-attack. The Dutch have worked hard to get back into defence. And that's a good stick from Phoenix. Kulen.
It's a hand, it's okay.
Still going Kulen. Sideline ball for the Dutch.
It is here, please. On the line, please.
She got hold of that, didn't she?
Out, and then she just goes through it old school. She just leant back slightly, or waits off her right hip, so the blade of the stick opens and lifts the ball.
Almost the same spot on the post that Keitel's hit. Hoda, Dirkse van den Heuvel.
Nice and up and play.
Now she'll get her free hit.
Any one of those, she looks at the umpire to suggest, come on, blow your whistle. Beautiful turn.
Play.
Lorraine can't get it out from between her feet. Kulen and Anasam and Marsaka and Geffen, Phoenix, Veltins. Veltins working her magic.
The Dutch commitment to attack, they've got four players in the circle just trying to create a little bit of chaos for the Korean defence that haven't shown particular understanding of each other.
And Velton loses out on that occasion. And a quick break on perhaps here for Korea. Park is really busting a gut to give an option for Cho, who cuts back in field. Nice ball from Cho to pick out Shin, who puts it on to Kim Ok-ju. Kim towards the circle edge, hits a body of some description, but play on. And Marla.
Well, Charlie, this to me now sums up the difference between the two sides. Moments ago, when the Koreans counter-attacked, the entire Netherlands team sprinted to get all 10 outfielders behind the ball. When the Dutch turned that over, the Korean reaction to turnover was poor, and they only had 2 or 3 midfielders coming back, 3 forwards not even interested in helping out defensively.
Good leave from Van Geffen. Just running away from Van Geffen. She's got it back under control. And here is Sonna Kulen. Felix can't keep it in. Choi. On to Van Marla, free hit. Lee. There's the aerial ball. Phoenix nowhere near it. Kulen brings it under control. Van Marla plays it infield to Phoenix, who just overrun it. Shin. Lee. Devard coming across. And stick block on Devard. Danny Kerry. And coach and his civvies going undercover today. Apart from accreditation, says England coach.
Absolutely, and his name on the front of it. The Dutch now finding a little bit of width, which is better. When they were attacking, they got a little bit narrow, and in doing so allowed the Koreans to turn them over. In the first half exchanges, they were very successful, taking the ball into the centre of the pitch, probably about halfway, and then popping wide to go around the outside.
There is Choi. So no addition to the scoreline since half-time. Ball underneath. Keitels to Hoda. Hoda looking up. It hasn't got anybody outside to her left-hand side. That's now changed because Devard has made the run. Devard, the Hoda.
What a pass.
Devard, good block. Here's a chance for Van Geffen. Just waited a bit too long, didn't she? And there is the penalty corner for a back stick.
I'm not sure where the back... I didn't see the back stick in real time, but this little reverse ball here is delightful. Look at that for a pullback before the shot comes away. Charged down well, then Van Geffen as she comes into the circle. Not sure where the back stick is during that passage of play, but the Koreans haven't contested it.
Playing just loosening up. Now Van Marsacker is on the pitch. Right-hand Castle. The nearer of those two on the right-hand side is Van den Assem. Goes to Van Marsacker, who dispatches it off the bar.
What a flick, that had everything on it, didn't it? Out, stop, absolutely clean, gives Van Marsacker every opportunity. She's put
Post,
that
in fact.
off the top edge of the post. Right post twice, left post once. What a flick though, it's that long, slow drag that starts the ball moving, then accelerates as the hit rotates.
Into Kim. Here comes the press again. Jonker will put it on, and the mistake, and a penalty corner. The pressure from Jonker, too much for Cho, who sort of fell over as he tried to shovel it across. and it hit her body. You wouldn't believe they were leading 7-0, would you?
They are challenging every single ball. They're happily full pressing. They're getting as much as they possibly can up towards that Korean defence.
Well, the next game is on Friday. The Netherlands at 6 o'clock, so they've got plenty of time to recover. They play game 2 on Friday, game 3 a week today on Sunday, so 5 days between games 1 and 2, and then 48 hours between 2 and 3.
Well, unfortunately, a 16-team competition with only 1 match pitch.
Doesn't stop for Van Marsacker. So to Vard and to Matla. De Vard out of the corner.
Just outside the foot. It was the leading foot of the player. Absolutely right, back foot was inside, but it was so tight.
Still going to Vard, and somehow Korea have got this out of harm's way for the time being. Van Marsacker, Ketels, here is Van Geffen. Good tackle. De Vard, Ketels, no, Matla can't bring it under control. Choke.
Well, a moment ago, Charlie, you said, oh, is that through ball? It's a substitution, it's caught the Netherlands out. Moments ago, you said that Koreans get it away for now, and you're absolutely right. The problem is, for now is only 3 or 4 seconds between getting the ball under control and away and the Netherlands having possession back.
Jokes Van den Heuvel. Drops it out inside the final 60 seconds in a minute. There you go. Final 60 seconds of quarter 3. The Dutch haven't scored a goal in this quarter, but still lead by 7 goals to 0 after a rampant first half. And Nassam and Marsacker, they have hit the post twice, though, to be fair to them in this quarter. Veltins winds one up. Cross it goes, looking for Jonker, who can't find the touch.
Strong hit ball across, had a little bit of a skip on it. Jonker unable to get the touch. It was a clever overhead ball in the first instance to create the space, but it's all about how well the Dutch are moving their players through midfield, making it so hard for the Koreans to track.
Phoenix, lovely skill from Phoenix. Now can she find the pass into Velton? There's a chance here, and it's the save. The shot came in from Luring. Jonker was also in there. She couldn't find the touch, and Korea get it clear. Crowd countdown. And there is the 3-quarter time hooter. No addition to the scoreline, but the frame of the Korean goal has taken a beating in that third period. First from Marloes Ketels, secondly from Kaya Van Marsacker. There was one from Stam that was too high from the penalty corner, so we won't count that. With 15 minutes to go, Netherlands 7, Korea 0. And Allen looking very relaxed. I think it's very hard for the players to try and keep that pace up. They've done a pretty good job of it, but for the frame of the goal would be up to 9. And let's have a look at these now. Here's the first one.
Well, this was the ball. That was the first opportunity from Dirks van der Heuvel, and then it was a cross from Ketels, who opens her hands up. First opportunity gone begging, and the whole goal at her mercy. Just opens her wrist too much, gets the height over the goalkeeper, but slides it left to right.
How about this for a drag flick?
Absolutely brilliantly executed. A clean trap and a long drag, accelerates the ball across. The goalkeeper is so high, I mean, it's past her before she's dived, but it drills the top of that post. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the last-minute whip of the ball to accelerate it high.
Meister denied a 44th international goal. Marla. Smiles all round in the Dutch camp. Well, I should think so. If you can't smile on a performance like this, then, well, she said they want to play the game to enjoy it. I think they're enjoying this one.
Well, you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Because whilst we said that the actual goals have slowed down slightly, which they have, it's not the opportunities, though. They've still been there. They could have got another 3 or 4 in that quarter, and we could have been looking at a double-figure scoreline, but I think, to be honest, we possibly still could do.
Into the body of Van Geffen, free hit. Cotton field. They have to go backwards once again because there's just no options. Jung.
That was never stopped. Appreciate we want the game to be going on flowing, but there's still got to be an effort to stop the path of the ball once the whistle's gone. Otherwise, no defender knows where the free hit's been taken from, so you can't get anywhere near making the tackle.
Sorry, Pasenqui of Argentina on the right-hand side. Better performance from Hu Sang-Young's team in the second half. They haven't conceded another. Damage limitation, perhaps. Almost certainly, rather than perhaps. And Meister wins the free hit. De Waard. Tochoda playing it forward. Still one more game to come today. The Black Sticks, Commonwealth Games champions, New Zealand, up against the Red Panthers of Belgium, who were runners-up at the Euro Championships last year. Could prove a very interesting contest. It'd be interesting for New Zealand just to see how they go. Now they've got a major championship gold medal around their neck.
Well, for so long they've got so close, haven't they? But they've always had the players and the capability. They've got fantastic physicality, some brilliant leaders on the field as well.
Mark Hagar, the coach, said he believes that it's a tipping point for them. We'll soon find out. So Van Geffen drops it out to Meister. She has Stam to her right. She goes straight up the middle to De Waard. Just so much space as De Waard plays it out to Phoenix. Phoenix, De Waard trying to pick out Matla, still going. De Waard wins the free hit.
It feels like the Koreans have been trying to play a midfield zone and have come horribly unstuck. They've been unable to deny the passes, particularly the little first-time ones, for the Netherlands to play around them in some really simple training ground triangles.
Tochoda. Kulin. Poor pass straight onto the end of Park Sungar's stick, and here's an opportunity. Kim Bo-mi playing it into Cho, but how about that for some defensive work from Lauren Stam. Wienendahl with the clearance. Kim, short-handed crack. Kulin. Matla. Van Geffen to her left, tried to find it, but it was well read and easily picked by Kim Jung-ran. Finding Kim Bo-mi. Kim to Lee Yuri. enough pace on the pass. Devar can get there and disrupt. Lee Young-sil with the sideline ball. Lee Yuri. Jung Hee-sun. And it's cut out by Van Marle. Matla is unmarked in the middle. If Van Marle can find her, she can find her. That's a number of times she's tried to let the ball run past her and catch it rather than taking it in front of her body.
Well, that time what Matla was trying to do is it went past her right shoulder, was just play on top of the ball to squeeze it across to her left foot, because it would have given her the line into goal onto the backhand. But she's tried to play down it, the ball's just accelerated too fast away. Yeah, it's twice so far this game she's tried the same kind of skill.
Sven den Heuvel, here's the chance, nope. Nunning. Kuhlen moves all the way across. Back it comes from Van der Nassem to Stam, who plays it forward, looking for Nunning. Kim. And Korea just seem to have worked out some of those passes through the midfield. Right into Kuhlen. Lee, Cho outside her. Lee cuts back in.
Korea now just looking tired. There's a lack of movement. The speed of movement when it does come isn't quite there. It's long, slow running rather than that short, hard work, quick sprint pace.
Devar, lovely ball to Veltins. Now it's a 2-on-1 situation. Jonker on the left-hand side, all unmarked. Veltins to Jonker, good take. Jonker tries to turn the keeper. It's almost a shuttle. And she, in the end, puts it wide.
Well, I think she'd gone back the wrong way one too many times there. To cut in field would have worked. Now she could have let the shot go, but she comes back on the backhand. But because she's off balance there, where she should have passed it to far post, now she tries to get under it, but all her body weight's going the wrong way, Jonker. She can't get through the ball.
To Phoenix too high, presumably, yes. Phoenix still going, dispossessed, and wins it back again. And has the free hit.
Dutch still with good width across their back three. Enables them to pull the Korean defence out. That's a loose pass, one of few that we've seen from Nunning.
So, midpoint of this final quarter passed. Still no addition to the half-time scoreline. Kuhlen, Keitels and Marsaka. Chopped out by Lurink. Here is Lurink. Lurink. Nice ball. Veltins. Can she finish? She can't. The shot saved. And it's still not out of harm's way. It is now Stam.
I thought Choi was going to get caught on the ball in the middle of her own circle with the ball on the stick. There was 3 Dutch shirts around her. Did well to roll out.
Good trap of the bouncing ball. Kim. Jung. Choi drops it out. Jung. Jonker comes across. And Phoenix dispossesses. Nunning. Van Geffen. Veltins wants. Van Geffen He's into Phoenix. Nice ball up to Nunink. Still going. Phoenix. Here's Jonker. Jonker on the reverse. Just took too long on the shots. Here it comes across. And Lurink with the shot puts it over the bar. But the option was there for Jonker. In hindsight.
Well, the chop backhand over the bar because she pushed underneath the ball, but it was the early exchange, Charlie, that you're right. Jonker needed to make an earlier decision, possibly back of the stance and just fire it across the far post. By rolling to backhand, she cut all the angles down.
Simon, we have a player of the match to choose, or I would say you have a player of the match to choose. So, well, we've got a couple of minutes before I come to you for that one.
Well, there's certainly enough contenders, aren't there, down that Dutch list? I think, unfortunately, it'll come from one team.
Nothing on the right-hand side of the page?
Well, not today, no. I think that first quarter performance has put about 3 contenders in the mix.
Korea looking for what would be a consolation. I think he'll have something to work on anyway going forward before Korea take on Italy on Friday. What a big game that is going to be, especially after the Italian performance earlier today. They've set the bar high for themselves. But if they play like they play today, really, they've only got the Dutch to fear in this pool. Cho. Here's Kulen. Park. Nice skill from Park. Still going Park. Put it across. And on the ground is Lurink. Korea can't take their opportunity. How are you going on that player of the match there, Simon?
I got this down to 3 so far. I'm trying to pick the highlights out of all the notes. We'll get there.
Never heard you so quiet. Korea trying to get it out onto the foot of Phoenix, so Matlow won't be able to run them unopposed into the circle. Kim Jung-ran, the skipper. Oh no, she was just bringing it forward to where she thought that the fence took place. She gets it back. Kim. Nice work by An down this right-hand side, and goes away from Devar. Still got some pace on her as the Korean number 8. Devar, though, does well to get goal side, and An's ball forward to Park didn't quite work out for her. Here's the chance for Park. Is that a little push? Oh, she's not given anything. Vandenasem. Simon, now is that moment. Who have you whittled that 3 down to? Who's your player of the match?
Well, it started off with the first quarter. Matlow was a contender because of the goal scoring that we talked about at the top of the show. But for me, it's that midfield intensity that the Dutch have shown. So for me, Zander Vaart's been outstanding all the way up and down the pitch through those midfield channels. So for me, my player of the match is Zander Vaart.
Well, congratulations to her. Good performance from Zander Vaart, who incidentally is the second youngest Dutch female player to reach 100 caps after Minke Smits-Smebers. final throws then of this opening Pool A clash for the Netherlands and Korea. No addition to the half-time scoreline. All that damage done in the first 23 minutes, in fact. 7 goals in the first 23 minutes. Devastating performance from the Oranje. Crowd will count down. And it's all over. The final hooter sounds. Alison Annan and her team are off to a winning start. Smiles all round on the Dutch bench. A thoroughly professional performance by the Dutch, blowing the Koreans away in the first 23 minutes. 7 goals scored in those 23 minutes, none scored in the remainder of the match. A comfortable win for the Dutch, an ominous win for the rest of the competition. Korea, well, they can only improve. It wasn't their best performance by any stretch of the imagination in the first half. Woo Sang-young will want more when they play Italy on Friday. They did improve in the second half, but it was that opening 23 minutes that did for them, and the Dutch running out comfortable winners' goals. 2 for Matler, 2 for Van Marle, Velten, Jonker and Lurink all scoring 1. A comfortable victory for the defending champions. Final score then in the penultimate match on day 2, the Netherlands 7, Korea 0. So we can have a look at the pool table now, with every side having played a game, and the Dutch not surprisingly lead the way. Italy is second, China, and then Korea. And it's the Netherlands against China next up for the Dutch at 6 o'clock on Friday. And Italy against Korea is the next game for Korea. Okay, let's get down onto the park and join Krista.
I'm here with Kitty Van Marle, who is a scorer of 2 of the goals today with the 7-0 win. Could you have asked for a better start?
No, absolutely not. It was great. The first half we played brilliant, I think, but the second half has to be better.
Yeah, and I like that about the Dutch. You know, you guys, were well ahead very early on, but you still came out and played. Is that part of the game plan?
Yeah, we want to play as first half the whole game, and that's important. And we have to grow, of course, because it's the first match of the tournament, but it's a good start, yeah.
And you've got China up next, but 5 days between. It's not the normal sort of tournament plan. You know, how are you going to fill those days to make sure you come out all guns blazing against China?
We go away for 2 days to a different hotel, and we have a train there, but we are going away from this area.
Okay, best of luck with the rest of the tournament, Kitty.
Thank you.
Well done, thank you. Thanks so much.